Hello Python programmers, once again welcome back to another video in Python tutorials with Arshad. In our previous videos we had discussed about this while loop and for loop in Python. So now we had completed our control flow in Python. Now we will discuss what are functions in Python. Up to now we had used so many inbuilt functions present in Python. If you remember, we had used this type inbuilt function to find the type of a variable, and we are using this print inbuilt function to display output on our console, and we had used this length inbuilt function to find the number of elements present in list and tuples, and also we had discussed about this binary inbuilt function to convert decimal numbers into binary numbers. And yesterday also we had discussed about an inbuilt function named as range, and also we had discussed about so many inbuilt functions such as id, etc. Okay, now in this video we will see how to create our own functions using Python. Now without wasting time, I am opening my Visual Studio Code. And I am creating here a new Python file named as tut12.py. Now we can simply say that functions are nothing but a block of reusable code. Now we will see how to declare functions in Python. First we will discuss the syntax. In Python programming language, there are two steps in creating a function. First, we need to define a function. After that, we need to call that function. For defining a function, we will use this def keyword. As we know that we had already used while keyword for while loop and for keyword for for loop. Similarly, we will use this def keyword for defining a function. After this def keyword, we will provide a function name. After function name, we will use this parenthesis. Here, this parenthesis is important because here we are not declaring a variable. Here we are creating a function. Here we are declaring a function. So we need to use this parenthesis after function name. After that, we will use a colon, and in below line we will provide these 4 spaces for indentation. After that, we will write some code. After completion of defining a function, now our final step is to call that function. Now we will see how this exactly works. Now here I am creating a simple function named as wish, which will wish me as good morning, and after that it will ask me how are you. So as we know that I am using this def keyword. After that I am providing function name as wish. After that I am using this parenthesis as we know the syntax, and after that I am using this colon, and I am hitting enter, and I am simply using two print statements here, which will say good morning. Now I am using another print statement which will ask me how are you. Okay, now here we had created a simple function named wish. Now if I run this program, what will be the output? The output will be nothing because so far we haven't called our function. For calling a function, we will simply use the name of the function, and after that we will use this parenthesis. Now I am running this program. Okay, here you can see that in our output we had got good morning, and it is asking us how are you. Here we had created a simple function which will wish us as good morning, and it will ask how are you. If you remember, in our previous videos, while using inbuilt functions, we had provided some parameters inside this parenthesis. But can we do this with our inbuilt functions? Yes, we can. For declaring parameters here, first of all here we need to provide arguments. Now we will see how to declare arguments inside this parenthesis. Now I am commenting out this function. Now you can see here for commenting out I am using this hash symbol. In Python programming language, if we use this hash symbol, then our Python interpreter won't execute that line of code. Now here I am going to create a simple function which will take two integer parameters, and it will find the greatest number among the two numbers. For that I am just using this def keyword. After that I am providing function name as greatless, which simply means greater than or less than. And I am using this parenthesis. Now inside this parenthesis I am declaring two arguments which are nothing but a comma b. Now I am using colon for indentation. Now here I want to find whether a is greater or b is greater. Now I am using a simple if condition here, and I am just saying that if the value of a is greater than b, then enter into this if block and print a is greater. Otherwise enter into this else block and just print b is greater. Okay, now our function defining is completed. Now we need to call this function. For that I am just saying greatless, and I am using this parenthesis. Now inside this parenthesis we need to declare two parameters. For example, if I say 56, 23, and now if I run this code, then you can see here I got output as a is greater. Because you can see here I am using two parameters which are 56 and 23. this 56 parameter will be assigned to this argument A and this 23 parameter will be assigned to this argument B. So in our case here A is greater, so it has entered into this if block and it has just printed that A is greater. Now hold on, in our previous video we had discussed that we can also print a variable along with a string. So for clear understanding, I am removing this A from here and I am separating this variable A and this string with a comma. And similarly I am going to do the same thing with this else block also. Now if I run this program again, then you can see here it has written me that 56 is greater, because here the value of A is nothing but 56. If I say 10, 20. Now if I run this program again, then you can see it has written me that 20 is greater. Okay guys, just now I told that functions are a block of reusable code. For example, here you can see that we had created a function which will find greatest number among two numbers. Now here I don't need to use this if else conditions again to find the greatest number among two numbers. For example, I can say that great less of 20, 56, and also if I say great less, and here I am giving two parameters as 89, 56. Now if I run this program again, then you can see here it has written that 20 is greater, 56 is greater and 89 is greater. Here we are reusing this block of code again and again just by calling this function. That's the main use of functions. And while working with big projects, we can perform amazing things with these functions. Okay, it's pretty good up to now. Now we will discuss about these arguments present in Python. Here our Python programming language provides us 4 types of arguments. Now I am just commenting out all of these lines. Now here I am creating a simple function named xyz, which will take 2 arguments which are a, b, and I am using this colon, and in the below line I am just using 2 print statements which will say the value of a is a. And again I am using a print statement which will say the value of b is b. Okay, now it's time to call the function. Before calling this function, I want to make sure that I want the value of a to be 56 and always I want the value of b to be 26. So for that I am just calling this function xyz and I am just giving 2 parameters which are 56 and 26. Now if I run this program, then you can see here I have got output as the value of a is 56 and the value of b is 26. Okay, it's good up to now. But if I change these parameters as 26, 56 and if I run this program again, then you can see here the value of a and b has been changed. That's what will happen, right? Because this 26 will be stored in this argument a and this 56 will be stored in this argument b. But here I want the value of a to be always 56 and b to be always 26. Now if I use this kind of arguments, here I need to follow the order. If I want the value of a to be 56, then I should declare 56 only first. After that only I should declare 26. We need to follow order. So this kind of arguments are known as required arguments in Python. In case of required arguments, we must follow the position. And also here we need to make sure that the number of arguments present inside this function definition and the number of arguments present inside this function call should be same. Now if we don't want to follow a particular order but we want the value of a to be 56 and the value of b to be 26, then we can use keyword arguments. So here keyword arguments are nothing but we will directly assign the values to arguments itself. For example, here I want the value of b to be 26 and I want the value of a to be 56. So you can see here I am not following a particular order. First I am declaring the value of b, after that I am declaring the value of a. Now if I run this program again, then you can see here our value of a is 56 and b is 26. This is the use of keyword arguments. Here we are not following a particular order but our problem has been solved. Here we got the value of a as 56 and the value of b as 26. So all you have to remember is, if you don't want to follow position, then we will use keyword arguments. In case of keyword arguments, we will assign values directly to the arguments itself. Now we will see the next type of arguments which are default arguments. So if I say only 56, now if I run this program, then you can see here it will throw me an error. it is saying that in xyz function I am missing one positional argument b. Yes, here we are not declaring any value to this positional argument b. But how to solve this? So to solve this error, we can assign a value to the argument inside the function definition itself. In our case, I want the value of b to be 26. So I am just saying that a comma b equal to 26. Now if I run this program again, then you can see it has written me output as the value of a is 56 and the value of b is 26. So with this we can conclude that if we want to avoid errors, then we can use these default arguments also. Now hold on, if I say 56 comma 20, now if I run this program again, then you can see here the value of b has been changed to 20. So the final thing here we need to remember is, if we declare the value to a argument inside a function call, then the default value present in this function definition will be overridden. So if we don't declare any value inside this function call, then our Python interpreter will consider this default argument. Okay, so far we had discussed about required arguments, keyword arguments and default arguments. Now the last type of arguments are variable length arguments. For using variable length arguments, I am just commenting out all of these lines. Now here I am creating another function named as loop, and inside this function I am providing a single argument and I am using this colon for indentation. Now I am going to use a for loop here. I am just saying that for I in a, then print the value of I. The thing you need to observe is this a is nothing but this parameter. Now I am calling this function loop. Now I am trying to give multiple values as 23, 56, 89. Now if I run this program, then it will return an error. It is saying that loop takes one positional argument but 3 were given. So how to solve this problem? Here I want to take multiple values in a single argument. So for solving this kind of problems, we can use asterisk before this argument a. Now this type of arguments are known as variable length arguments. Now if I run this program again, then you can see here it has written me 23, 56, 89 one by one, because we are using this for loop here. Our variable I is iterating over the values present inside this argument a. And here we are printing the value of I, so it has written us this 23, 56, 89 one by one. And also we can use more arguments here. Now if I run this code again, then you can see here it has written us the arguments which we had provided in our function call. Okay guys, that's all in this video. I will revise quickly so far we had discussed in this video. In this video we had discussed how to create a function. We had created a simple function which will wish us, and also we had created an amazing function which will find the greatest number among two numbers. And also we had discussed about the reusability of code present inside a function. And after that we had discussed about types of arguments present in functions. There are 4 types of arguments present in Python. Those are required arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments and variable length arguments. And we had seen that in case of required arguments we need to follow the position. And also we had discussed that the number of arguments present in function call should be equal to the number of arguments present inside this function definition. After that we had discussed about keyword arguments. In case of keyword arguments we had seen that we no need to follow a particular position, and in case of keyword arguments we will assign values to arguments in function call itself. After that we had discussed about default arguments in Python. Default arguments are nothing but we will assign the value to arguments in function definition itself. So here we no need to worry about the number of arguments present inside this function call and the number of arguments present inside this function definition. After that we had discussed about this variable length arguments. In case of variable length arguments we will use this asterisk before this argument name. With the help of this variable length argument we can accept more number of values in a single argument itself. Okay guys, that's all in this video. I hope you understood this video. If you like this video series of Python tutorials with Arshad, then share this video series to your friends also. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Programming with Arshad, and also hit this bell icon to get latest updates. Thank you for watching till end, and I will see you next time with another amazing video. Take care. Bye bye.